Hello student, today we will discuss directional overcurrent protective schemes. A radial feeder fed from one end protected by a overcurrent relay fails to maintain uninterrupted supply, disconnects all the consequent substation. Okay, so what does a radial feeder is fed from a one end protected by overcurrent relay. Okay, so for example, tripping off circuit breaker uh, due to relay R1 at section A interrupts the power for all section. Okay, so if relay A is get operated, then it interrupts the power for all section. Okay, because source is located here. Okay, source is located here and our relay R1 is located here. If relay R1 is gets closed, then it will separate the whole power system from the source. Okay, so uninterrupted supply at the load point is possible if radial feeder is fed from both ends. Okay, so if our system is such that our system is fed from both the ends, then if any fault is occur here, if any fault is occur here, then it will and if relay R3 or R4 get gets open, then it does not affect the portion between AB and CD because both are supplied from a different source. Okay, so if we use the single-ended or single feed system, then it will create some disadvantage, and if we use the both the ends, okay, feeding from both the ends, then it will clearly see you can see clearly see that here we have an advantage so that not all the parts all the parts make a blackout. Okay, for fault between section BC, relay R3 and R4 only trip, and section AB and CD are uninterrupted and continue to feed the power. Okay, relay settings of such arrangements. Step 1, relays R1, R3, R5 are alongside the generator G1. Okay, step 2 is a relay R4. Okay, so we have a we have a two generator, and they fed the system from both the side, and we set the relay R1, R3, R5 alongside with the generator G1, R1, R3, R1, R3, and R5. Okay, and we set the R4, sorry, R6, R4, and R2 alongside with the generator 2. Okay, step 3 is all relays with generator G1 and G2 are look like this, and each have a different current setting. Okay, so you can see here that, okay, let me erase. Okay, you can see here that relay R1 have a time 0.7 second, R2 sorry, R3 has a 0.4 second, and R5 has a 0.5 second. So if fault is occur here, okay, so relay R5 get open, and remaining system will remain in a healthy condition. Okay, so time is distributed in a decreasing portion, decreasing manner, and okay, when fault occurs at F point F, relay R2 and R5 operates to isolate the section BC. Okay, which relay is operates R2 and R5. Okay, so if R2 and R5 will open, then it will what it will does, it will separate the section BC. Wall section BC is isolated from the power system. Okay, remedy of this situation is the integration of directional feature. Okay, relay are provided with a directional feature for which they are meant to operate. Okay, indicated by the arrowhead. When fault occur at point F, operation of relay R2 and R5 is restrained in operative direction. Relay R3 and R4 will operate after 0.4 second. Okay, second isolating the fault. And relays nearest to the generator are generally kept non-directional. Okay. So if we set it a if we kept the non-directional relay, then it will operate if fault is occurring in any direction. Okay, so these are the arrows, so that if arrow is in both the direction, it means that it is a it is a non-directional relay. Okay, and if it has a arrow in certain direction, then it show that it is a directional relay. So if fault is present in this direction, then only relay R2 will open. Similarly, we have a R3 a directional relay, R4 and R5 also a directional relay, R6 is a non-directional relay. Okay, so this is the parallel bus system, and when fault occurs in at any section F, directional feature is not added in a relay R3, then a relay R3, R4, R1, R2 are trips. Okay, when fault occurs is point F, R2 and R4 of line CD should trip. Okay, so if fault is occur here, then ideally R2 and R4, okay, both the relays R2 and R4 should open. Okay, so that we can isolate the faulty part. Okay, so full load power must flow via the line current AB, line AB for a short duration. Relay R3, R4 are directional relays. Okay, R3 and R4. Two relays should be directional, are directional, not should be, it must be a directional, because if fault is occur here, okay, so what will happen, our current will start flowing from this direction to this direction, and this R4 should must sense the flow of current is in a wrong direction, because normally if load is present here, then how current will flow like this, okay, in both the transmission line. Okay, but when the fault is occur somewhere here, then current in R4 will change. Okay, and R4 should be a directional relay, so that it can sense the it will sense the direction wrong direction of current flowing, and it will get open. Okay, so both relays at the load end should be directional, and relays at the source end should be non-directional. So this is a general statement. Okay, relay R1 is to be graded with relay R4, and R2 is graded with the R3. So arrow indicates the directional or non-directional feature. Okay, directional feature is realized by comparing direction of flow of line current, rewrite the bus voltage, and a relay measures the phase angle between voltage and current. Okay, so how directional relays like work, here you can see that our structure. Okay, directional or reverse power relay. Okay, so this is the basic structure of directional or a reverse power relay, in which we have a two magnet, lower magnet and upper magnet. Okay, so we have a two magnet. The this is the lower magnet, and this is the upper magnet. Okay, and we have a two quantity supply. We supplied two quantity. One is a current. Current is supplied to a lower magnet, and voltage is supplied to upper magnet. Okay, so whenever any voltage or current exceeds its limit, the direction of flow of line current, rewrite the bus voltage. Relay measures the phase angle between the voltage and current. Okay, so this is how we can judge the direction or a reverse power. Okay, so this is the disk, and this disk, when this disk is move, this relay will send the trip signal to the trip circuit. Okay, so dual input and phase comparator type relay, and voltage input signal is fed through a through bus PT to relay voltage coil, and current input signal is fed through line CT to a relay current coil. Directional overcurrent relay operates only when current in a relay coil is greater than its plug setting and flowing through the relay coil in its correct direction. Okay, directional relay is a induction disk type relay. Flux phi 1 set up by voltage coil, and flux phi 2 is set up by current coil, and induces the ID current in a disk, produces a torque, and rotates the disk. Okay, so torque produced by a relay coil. This is the formula for torque produced by relay coil. T is proportional phi I and phi v sine alpha, where alpha, we can say that alpha, we can write the instead of writing the alpha, we can write the 90 minus phi. Okay, and if we convert it into the cos, then we have a vi cos phi. Okay, so torque is proportional to voltage, current, and the angle between the current and voltage. Okay, so when angle is plus 90 degree, greater than less than plus 90 degree, and greater than the minus 90 degree, torque produces positive, angle between voltage and current decreases and torque increases. Okay. Uh, and in second case, for an angle phi is equal to greater than plus 90 degree and less than the minus 90 degree, torque produces in the negative direction and tries to rotate the induction disc in reverse direction. Okay, this moment is hindered by backstop. Okay, so relay needs to compensate frictional torque and slight spring bias to avoid the malfunction due to the vibration. A certain minimum value of voltage, certain minimum phase, certain minimum distance of fault from a relay requires. If fault occurs due up to this distance, even if direction is correct, relay does not operate. This region is called dead zone. Okay, so there are some dead zones. Okay, and this is the tripping zone. Okay, so in figure you can see that here we have a dead zone. Okay, so this is a dead zone. Okay, and this is a tripping zone. When angle phi is equal to 0 degree, torque produces a maximum line at phi is equal to 0 is called the maximum torque line. Maximum torque angle at phi is equal to 0 degree has no meaning, because when fault occurs, angle varies between 70 to 90%. For power flows in the normal direction, the relay is connected to produce negative torque. Angle between voltage and current of relay coils is kept 180 degree minus phi to produce the negative torque. Okay, so this is it for today. We discussed the directional relay and distance relay, and see the structure of electromagnetic relay. Okay, so if you have any kind of doubt up to this lecture, then you can definitely comment it down. Okay, thank you.